So let me introduce this drum to you. What we have here is a sugar maple 13-inch 16 stave with walnut stripes. It's been drying overnight. Now let's take it apart and see what it looks like. And there we go. That's the shell. Now what we're going to do is we are going to trim the edges so that they are level and coplanar to each other. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to get my drum shell's edges level, even, and coplanar with each other. And what I'm going to do is use my Edge-O-Matic 6000DX combination drum shell leveler and cake decorator and show you how I get that done. What you see is the base, and what the base has is a channel 1 inch wide, about 3/8 of an inch deep, doesn't really matter, about 14 inches in diameter. And what that does is it's a place for some billiard balls to go on to act as bearing. Left by themselves, what billiard balls like to do is kind of group together. Maybe it's a herding instinct, who knows. So what you need is a cage to keep them separated. And that's what this thing does right here. Basically 6 holes. The holes are almost big enough for the billiard balls to go through. And it's just a ring that gets slapped on like this. If they would only cooperate. There we go. There we go. Perfect. The rest of the jig, of course, is going to require this. And this is the jig's top. And this is the underside, which has a similar channel. And it gets thrown on top. And that's what you have right now. What I like to do, just to keep everything in place so it doesn't get wiggling around too much, take one bolt, run it through, and there you go. That's the base of the jig. Alright, so this next video is going to be a lot less stable, so pardon the shaking. What you have here is the top of the disc, and you can see that I have basically an x-axis and a y-axis. What I'm going to do is take my drum shell, throw it on top, and you see that I have just one joint aligned with the top. And now I'm going to do the same at the bottom. Then over here, there we go. Then on this side, just get it all aligned best that I possibly can. And one more check down there. Yep. So I'm a little off. And there we go. I've basically now aligned the shell to the X and Y axis. Alright, so what we have here is the shell sitting on top of the turntable, and what we're going to do is make the stave's joints plumb. how we're going to do that, you see the two wedges that are kind of in the bottom left-hand corner, and those are going to be shimmed underneath the shell in order to direct the shell left and right. First thing I want to do is establish do I have a plumb line, and I'm going to take the $50 square that I dropped while setting up for this shot, and if we can see in the video by zooming in, we're a little bit not plumb. So what I'm going to do is shim the shell until it's about right. Let's try that. That's getting close. A little bit more. And that is dead on. What I'm going to do right now with the shim that is sitting underneath the shell there on the very far left, hot melt glue it in place, turn the table 90 degrees, and do it again. So here I am hot melting the wedge into place. Not hard to do. Squirt on that side. Squirt on that side, and that will help lock that wedge into place. And then run a bead of glue, and that's good for now.